Baduzu here, and welcome to more Zero D Action. Today we're casting a match between Valihrant and Felfeld on slopes. Starting here on the top side as the Seleucids, we have Valihrant. And on the bottom side, as the Macedonians, we have Felfeld. The map is slopes. On this map, each player has two side ponds. The ponds have a lot of fishing available. 6k in this map size. Also each pond has one of metal and one of stone. So for example, on the right side here for Valihrant we have stone, and on the left side we have metal. And similar for Felfeld, metal on the left and stone on the right. These orders can be random. Also, they have some good hunt around the pond, so it makes easier to make the docks. It has some quite interesting dynamics, these maps, so I quite enjoy these games. Now here we have Valihrant and Felfeld going pretty standard so far. None seem to have taken the berries upgrade, since both do not have any berries nearby. Valihrant a little bit earlier on the house timing. Okay, Felfeld as well. At the moment they only made women until 25 population, and from now on they would decide whether to make cavalry or make a new docks. Since both do not have hunt nearby, I do not expect them to actually make cavalry at this stage. Felfeld a little bit earlier on the timing, but overall players equally matching up. Now Felfeld does additional 4 women and a house, while Valihrant goes for the docks. And he chooses this dock position here. This is not a bad position, but usually you would want to make it near, for example, a wood line, so it's easier to protect with the soldiers gathering wood from this location. But this should be fine. It is decently protected by this wood line as well. Valihrant with the 30 population timing. This dock will not finish in time actually. So he makes another house and a little bit of idle time from the CC until it finishes. Now Felfeld is starting his own dock as well. This one he decides to make near the hunt. I think this location will be pretty good as well, near this wood line and near the hunt. And Valihrant starts 2 fishing ships at 38 population. So far not a whole lot of action, except that Felfeld is now making 2 cavalry. Maybe he's relying on the fishing income from these docks here to actually make cavalry here.
Yes.
Valihrant scouting a little bit Felfeld. Did not find much. Felfeld did not scout Valihrant yet. But Felfeld with this spear cavalry should be able to easily make this cavalry from Valihrant go away. Now Felfeld goes scouting for Valihrant to see what Valihrant is doing. I don't think Valihrant has seen the dogs from Felfeld. Valihrant tried to find one. He found this he scouted this left one. Didn't see any activity.
Yes, see?
On the other hand, Felfeld scouts Valihrant's pond. And at the moment, Valihrant a little bit ahead on the fishing ships, but not too much actually. Just a small population lead, mainly due to Felfeld making cavalry as well. Now Valihrant going to start his own barracks at the moment. Okay, Valihrant now scouts the docks here from Felfeld. Felfeld has to retreat these women. And I think his docks... Oh, it's not exposed because of this cavalry here. So Felfeld should be able to push Valihrant out of there. So far Felfeld a little bit with the cavalry lead, but this is in detriment of his overall population size. We see that Valihrant is being able to make a lot of tags and also an additional docks. This is not a good fight for Valihrant. Okay, he retreats his cavalry, does not lose a single unit, that's good. A little bit of miss micro here. Unfortunately, Valihrant loses a woman. And a little bit of idle time here as well. Now Felfeld starts the fishing upgrade. Valihrant already has it. And both players have equal technologies at the moment. Now Valihrant is not making any cavalry to counter Felfeld's cavalry. He's going for spearmen to protect his woodlines and docks. And this is quite exposed here.
Yes,
Felfeld should be able to take a few good trades if he focuses the women. There are two spearmen here, but the spear cav are resilient enough to take some few good kills. And we see already that Felfeld got 5 kills from that, while Valihrant only killed 1 cavalry.
Yes, see?
Additional women being picked out, but now Felfeld should retreat. He already has done enough here. Loses another cavalry and another one. So 3 losses for Felfeld while he killed 10 units from Valihrant. I think this is good actually, not too bad.
Yes, see?
Valihrant doing a pretty decent job. Oh, we see actually a push here from Felfeld. Interesting. Now, I'm not sure these units can do a whole lot here. He's focusing the spearmen so that the cavalry can be more effective at picking these women. He actually could bring... Felfeld could bring some cavalry here. Capturing the docks is a good move as well. Currently, they are equally matched in terms of fishing ships. And population sizes are pretty identical as well. Now Valihrant will try to push Felfeld back, but I think Felfeld should be able to take this dock here. Or not. Felfeld with a little bit of micro to focus on these skirmishers, and Felfeld is able to keep capturing these docks, also causing some idle time from these women that were here.
Yes.
Now this is pretty big here for Felfeld, this capture. This capture also makes all these fishing ships from Valihrant useless at the moment. Now these won't be very good trades here for Felfeld, I would expect. But so far Felfeld has killed considerably more than Valihrant, and he has a 10 population lead at the moment.
Yes, see?
In terms of infantry, Felfeld is a little bit ahead, but I don't think he has all his infantry at this location at the moment. If he sent all, he could really deny a lot from Valihrant here. Even though Valihrant already made a sentry here, which protects really well this wood line. And Valihrant is going for an additional barracks. But we see an almost 20 population lead from Felfeld at the moment. Now Felfeld could go phase 2 early and try to make a fishing a warship here to make sure Valihrant does not retake this pond. I think that would be good. And we see Felfeld with another push here. But this push is not as successful as the other one before. But he got some good kills here on these women. At the moment, Valihrant has the numerical superiority in this engagement, but this encirclement might change it. And with the barracks micro, Valihrant gets some good trades here. I don't think this is a good engagement for Felfeld at the moment. Some nice micro here from Valihrant with the barracks, and we see that the populations are equalizing now. Felfeld a little bit overextended there. If he had brought all the infantry that he had, he could definitely have taken better engagements there, but he didn't bring all. I'm not sure why. Felfeld making farms, I'm not sure why. He should be able to get all his food income from the docks. At the moment, Felfeld with a lead in population, in sheep count. A small harass here from Valihrant, but shouldn't do much. Felfeld has enough to defend this location, it seems. Even though these are 12 cavalry. Yeah, Valihrant just trying to be annoying here. But this additional cavalry could change the situation here. And Valihrant sees the reinforcements from Felfeld and leave the location. Felfeld with the superior food economy, but this harassment from Valihrant is being quite effective on denying the wood economy from Felfeld. Now Valihrant goes for the capture of these docks. And he has some additional cavalry circling the other way as well. These 6 skirmishers should be able to defend from this. And Valihrant is not able to take these docks. I don't think Felfeld sees this. He might lose some units. Okay, now he sees it. And at the same time he's able to secure this pond here. Felfeld not paying attention here, loses a unit. Valihrant would be able to take another one here. And Valihrant is pushing with the cavalry, 20 cavalry at the moment. This might not be a good engagement here for Valihrant. He actually gets some good kills there, but I don't think it went too well. But he's able to save a lot of low health cavalry, while at the same time distracting a lot of units that were in wood here. But at the moment, Felfeld has the superior economy. You can see in the population difference as well. At the same time, I think Valihrant was able to make a new docks here. I think the other one was in this location. I think Valihrant destroyed these docks. Felfeld destroyed the docks before they were captured. We see some further engagements here. These do not go very well here for Valihrant. A few losses. But so far Felfeld with a nice population lead. Valihrant has the superior cavalry count though. And Felfeld made some spear cavalry here to try and deal a little bit with the harassment. And Felfeld is just taking a look around, tracking these units here from Valihrant. And he is able to take some damaged units from Valihrant. This should be a good fight here for Felfeld against these skirmishers. And Felfeld continuing with the cavalry production. Valihrant has not made warships to defend his spawns, so a superior cavalry or unit count from Valihrant could retake those spawns and deny more food economy from Valihrant. And Felfeld going hard on cavalry. Well, 11 spearmen should be able to defend this quite well. Yeah, not a good engagement here for Felfeld. Felfeld should be able to take down this cavalry. Depends if Valihrant does the formation trick here. Oh, actually, I didn't see this, but Valorant captured these docks. I totally overlooked this. So Valihrant captures these docks and makes 2 warships to defend those. This is pretty big. Even though Felfeld food economy is not really that bad, we see 2 engagements at the same time here from Felfeld and Valihrant. Felfeld at the moment with the superior cavalry count.
EST?
And Felfeld with a lot of surplus of wood and food. He should make another barracks here. Now Valihrant with these warships, he should be able to do some good harass here on Valihrant and then just retreat back to the ships. And Felfeld going for a big push here against Valihrant, which is good for him because he has a surplus of food and wood. And he's also migrating, transitioning to a farm economy. Some good kills here from Felfeld against these women. Valihrant took a lot of time to react here. These are some really good trades here for Felfeld. At the same time, the counter rush here from Valihrant did not do enough. So we see that Felfeld has a very considerable lead at the moment. And Felfeld should even be able to take the sentry tower. Now he has split his army, so he does not have the numbers here. Okay, now they converge here on this location.
EST?
Felfeld should be able to deny all wood economy from Valihrant at the moment. At the same time, you see the fishing going on Felfeld's pond.
EST?
Now this is an engagement that is going well for Felfeld. He did not get... I think the trades were equal at some point, but now Felfeld should retreat. He does not have the same numbers as before. I think it's a mistake to stay here. I'm not sure why Felfeld is not retreating. Some bad trades here for Felfeld, but he still has a considerable lead and he distracted a lot Valihrant, so that's not too bad. We see that Valihrant has 0 wood economy. At the same time, Felfeld really should take some stone and make some additional barracks.
EST?
We see that the wood economy from Valihrant is really lacking. While at the same time, Felfeld is recruiting a lot of units at the same time. And Valihrant is going for the docks on the other pond from Felfeld, but this is almost drained at the moment. So it's only a map control advantage if he takes that dock. At the same time for Valihrant, this pond is almost drained out. This pond is almost drained out as well. Valihrant has only this pond, so he should be a transition to farms pretty soon. And with the lack of wood, this could be dangerous for Valihrant in terms of economy. Now Valihrant can't do much here. He should maybe have deleted this dock before capture.
EST?
Felfeld really could use some additional barracks. He has a lot of resources floating at the moment, but he still has a very considerable lead. He should be able
Yeah,
to
see?
take this market if he wanted to.
EST?
Okay, now Felfeld makes a warship, so he secures this pond. But same to Valihrant here. It's just a positional advantage. Almost all the fish here has already been taken. Now you see that Felfeld has a 47 population lead, which is quite considerable. He's finally mining some stone. Did he make additional barracks? Not yet. He has 2 barracks. We see some archer cavalry harassment from Valihrant, but it's not doing much, just denying a house here. Now Valihrant goes to take the mid here, which has these minerals. But he's in not the best position at the moment. At the same time, we see some good harassment here from Felfeld, getting some additional kills. Valihrant was a little bit distracted there. And Valihrant goes for a very ambitious military colony. Now Felfeld should react to that. I'm not sure Felfeld sees this. Okay, Felfeld sees this. Felfeld really should react to this, in my opinion.
EST?
Now he's sending some soldiers. I'm not sure. Yeah, Felfeld won't make it in time. He won't be able to deny this military colony. He goes for a CC here. But I think this is a stronger position for Valihrant than Felfeld here. Felfeld could use this location here as a staging ground to attack from this location. So let's see what Felfeld decides to do here.
EST?
Now continued archer cavalry harassment from Valihrant, which is quite good. This tower will definitely not go up with just the soldiers defending it. Now Felfeld sends some additional soldiers to counter the archer cavalry. And Valihrant is actually building up here on this front line. But at the same time, Felfeld did some decent harassment on that location. This tempo will most surely go up though. And I think Valihrant has a superior unit count on this location and also supported by the tempo. So yeah, this is not a good engagement here for Felfeld. Now Felfeld goes on the back with the spear cavalry to counter the archer cavalry, which is a good move, but these raids are not really going that well for Felfeld. But at the moment, Felfeld has a very considerable lead in terms of population, so his economy should be able to counteract that quite well. You see that Valihrant has equalized the populations a little bit, but Felfeld's superior economy can rebuild it quite decently. Now, I'm not sure fighting under the military colony is not the best way to do here for Felfeld. This temple will most surely not be captured. I think Felfeld should just retreat here. His units are very damaged. Most are below 50% health. How close is Felfeld for going P3? He still needs two buildings, and he's not building those. Going for a faster P3 could be good for Felfeld. making the siege and using this location here as a staging ground to attack the CC from Valihrant could be good. Now, Valihrant does not have food and did not transition to farms yet, so this is quite dangerous for him. Look at the food from Valihrant. He does not have a whole lot going on for food here.
ESD?
Some continued archer cavalry harassment. And Valihrant is actually going for phase 3 earlier than Felfeld, which is quite interesting. Felfeld still does not have all the buildings he needs to go phase 3. He will make a temple, but it will take a little bit before it finishes. At the same time, Valihrant has equalized the number of kills quite a bit, but he's still a lot behind in terms of population. Not much going on at the moment. Felfeld with a considerable lead in population, but Valihrant is actually being able to secure this location here and is actually making farms very forward. And Felfeld has not started the phase 3 yet. He should be able to. Oh, he actually spent the stone to make the temple. And he's not mining a whole lot of stone. Yeah, this is quite dangerous for Felfeld at the moment. He's quite behind on the phase 3 timing. And we even see Valihrant making the fortress before Felfeld. Now Felfeld goes for a big push here, but this is a very secure location for Valihrant. Supported by towers and the archer cavalry. Well, but it's a very high number, numerical superiority here for Felfeld. He should be able to deny this fortress. Valihrant going for cremulations. Now we see that Valihrant is actually killing way more units than Felfeld here. Even though Felfeld had this numerical superiority here, I think Felfeld is overstaying his welcome, and we see that Valihrant actually is ahead on kills at the moment, even though his population is not doing so great. And Felfeld is not going to phase 3 yet, and he's floating a lot of metal, does not have a lot of wood. Valihrant still does not have a really good food economy, but he's even ahead of Felfeld at the moment. We see that Valihrant has a lot more kills than Felfeld, and Felfeld didn't even destroy the fortress here, which was a little bit of a mistake here. Because it would have been quite an investment from Valihrant that would go to the drain. For those who do not know, if you destroy a foundation, the player gets all the resources back, but if the building is at something like 70 or 80% and you destroy it, the player does not take as much resources back from its destruction. And we see that Valihrant is equalizing population with Felfeld. And Felfeld is just now going phase 3. But it's still a long ways.
EST?
Now Felfeld finally gets to phase 3. He has the stone to make a fortress if he wants to. He will send a lot of units here to try and deny this tower from Valihrant.
EST?
But sending units here is not really that great for Felfeld because this is a very strong position for Valihrant. With 2 towers and cremation and the military colony. And Felfeld did not deny the tower again. Now Felfeld decides for a defensive fortress.
EST?
Valihrant attempted to harass with the hero. And we see that Valihrant has way more infantry at the moment than Felfeld.
EST?
I'm not sure what Felfeld intends to do here. There's not a whole lot of women. He's just losing half of this cavalry here. Now, I'm not too sure about this fortress location here for Felfeld. I think this would be a stronger position, surrounded by the towers, and would force Valihrant to have to go around this location. As it is, Valihrant can just go by the left side here. In terms of upgrades, Felfeld has an advantage with the farm upgrades, but Valihrant actually has the attack upgrade at the moment.
EST?
And Felfeld keeps losing units here to these terrible engagements. This harassment from Valihrant has been very effective, and we see that the tables have turned a little bit. Felfeld getting back in terms of economy. This harassment from Felfeld not being too effective.
EST?
And we see that Felfeld is actually farming with men here.
EST?
Both players are not making siege units at the moment. Valihrant starts a catapult. Going for catapults could be very strong here for Valihrant, especially if he makes another tower in this location, for example. He can just station the catapults near the temple and destroy these towers from Felfeld. Possibly even these barracks. Both players booming at the moment. We see Felfeld going for the phase 3 upgrades, wood and food. Valihrant has already the wood upgrade and going on the farming upgrades as well, but only the phase 1 yet. Now what's the plan here for Felfeld? Well, Felfeld should have been taking more wood. He's having a lot of issues with stone and metal imbalance. He does not have a lot of wood and food. His harassment has not been great at the moment. If he invested a lot on siege, he could make. Oh, we see that Valihrant actually made a defensive fort here. Yeah, this is really good foresight here from Valihrant. And Felfeld keeps taking these very bad engagements against Valihrant on a very fortified position. We see the military colony, the temple, and the tower. Not really some good engagements here for Felfeld. He's taking very bad engagements at the moment. And I think he's still only on 2 barracks. Yeah, he's only on 2 barracks yet. And not producing units. He's floating a lot of food and wood as well. While Valihrant is using his resources more efficiently, even though he has a little bit of imbalance of metal. Felfeld keeps losing a lot of units here. And the problem for Felfeld is that he's actually more split than Valihrant. Valihrant even takes more map control with this military colony on this location, and he's farming with men as well. Felfeld has not a single siege unit yet. Valihrant has one catapult and is not making additional ones. And we see that Felfeld is losing units over and over here on this position from Valihrant. And Valihrant is now in the lead in population. And he has way more infantry, especially because he's farming with men, interestingly enough. Now the reason Valihrant is farming with men is because of harassment from cavalry.
Yeah, see?
Felfeld has a lot more stone than metal and the other resources at the moment. He's making 2 siege rams.
Yeah, see?
He should be able to take some good trades here. I'm not sure what's the purpose of Valihrant on this small attack here under this fortress. But we see that Felfeld actually has staged this position with catapults, destroyed a tower already from Felfeld, and is going on the other one. But this siege run should be able to take down this catapult. It takes a lot of time to unpack. We see some harassment from Felfeld here, but we see that it paid off for Valihrant to farm with men. Not a whole lot Valihrant can do there. Valihrant is making elephants now. And we see that Valihrant is actually well ahead in population at the moment. We see 3 catapults here from Felfeld. Let's see if he can hold this position. I'm not sure about that. Even though he has some really good numbers in this engagement here, he should be able to take a really good trade here. The catapults are focusing the military colony now and doing a lot of damage there. But we see the population from Felfeld dwindling at the moment. Yeah, these raids are not going as well as expected here. And Felfeld population is dropping quite fast. The swordsmen from Valihrant finished the catapults. The rams are out as well, and Valihrant is ahead at the moment. And Valihrant is doing more elephants, and we see the resignation from Felfeld. Yeah, a pretty interesting matchup. We see that Felfeld actually had a very nice lead, but he let Valihrant took this position. Valihrant fortified it quite well, And yeah, Felfeld kept losing units here on this location, while he could have staged a position here and attacked directly on the CC before Valihrant made this fort as well. Now Felfeld had some mistakes here, I think mainly not making enough barracks. He floated a lot of resources here and was not producing enough. Felfeld also took a very long time to go to phase 3. We see that Valihrant, even with a lot of disadvantage in terms of economy and population, he was able to get to phase 3 faster and use that to his advantage with this very fortified position here. So very interesting match. As a note, this was the first match here from Felfeld on this map, so further matches could be different. Now let's see the stats here. Yeah, actually, the scores are a lot more close than I expected, interestingly. Yeah, we see that Felfeld had a lead in economy. In terms of military advantage, Felfeld had a small lead, but as soon as he started taking those bad trades near the fortified position for Valihrant, things started going bad for him. Yeah, very interesting matchup. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and see you guys next time.